Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gray Situations podcast, where a group of totally unqualified individuals discuss hypothetical situations and a different global issue every episode. I am Laro.
I am Cameron.
I'm Holly.
I'm Eric.
I'm Ace.
Felix.
All right.
And we're going to start with Cameron's. Go ahead, Cameron.
Dive. I'm sorry. Thought we were just gonna go into it. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Would you like to say what
No,
you're
it's
saying?
fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, please. I insist. Okay, so it's just a question. One of two people are going to die, but you can decide which. So, what one question would you ask both to decide which one dies?
Are these like close people?
They're just you don't know anything about them, which is why you were asking one
How
question.
old are you?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So you're determining, like, is it based on whoever's older, you're gonna kill that person?
Maybe.
97. Okay.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. If it's like a really old person and like someone that's 19, then you probably pick the old.
What if the age is just like one's 17, one's 18?
Well, I'd ask which one's who's happier.
Which one of you wants to die?
Well,
you're sad? No.
If someone's really sad, then kind of sad.
Well, like,
and
we can
probably be even sadder afterwards, right?
Dude, what if someone's just going through a rough period of time?
Dang.
I don't think
Then they could die.
I think you should ask if they have children.
If they're both like,
That's a good
they're
one.
both like 16 or 17 or 18, whatever.
One of them says yes. Whoa.
Just lead to more questions.
At least
honestly.
you can know.
That won't help.
Do you want to have children in the future? Like that?
Do you support Ben Shapiro?
No. What direction does that go? If one of them says yes and one of them says no, which one
open
dies?
to interpretation.
So, Holly, what would your question be?
I mean, it would probably be something along the lines trying to figure out if their medical views are going to help society or harm society.
What do you mean by medical views?
Like if they're pro-vax, anti-vax, those sorts.
You can only ask one question though.
Okay.
And what if they're both like pro-vax? Or
Then
both anti-vax?
neither of them die.
Well, you can't do
You have
that.
to pick one though.
You can't decide if you're going to murder someone off of asking them one question.
Well, that's
Would
the
you
question.
Would you like
How
me to
about
read you the question again?
how about you just ask them to decide among themselves?
That's not a question.
Rock,
No,
paper,
That
you
scissors.
say,
No.
you say, would you mind deciding amongst yourselves?
They both say
They
yes.
both say no.
And then you leave and then have them decide.
But I thought you have to decide. What if they can't talk
Yeah.
to each other?
You have to.
You
pick.
decide that they decide.
Why should they not talk to each other? They
Let's
can
say
talk
it's
to
like
you.
it's separate. Like you ask them the same question but separately.
Oh, so they're isolated in like
Yeah.
separate rooms.
Why is this so
Yeah.
hypothetical?
Because it makes it
This
easier.
is a hypothetical question.
That's that's what we're doing in this podcast.
This is
okay,
like super hypothetical.
Would you like me to make this less hypothetical? One of two people are going to die. They are both in San Francisco on 45th Street in the basement of the Brownstone. One of them is 45 years old. The other one is 65 years old. They are both in separate rooms. encased in separate glass cases so that they cannot hurt themselves or get out. You are allowed to go into the brick rooms one by one and ask them each the same question. You hit a button, and one of them will be launched out of the ceiling and into the sun. What question do you ask them?
Do you like the sun?
One of them says, yeah.
You ask if they're wearing sunscreen.
You ask if they're ready.
Okay, I guess to wrap this up, I just want to go one by one as to what everybody's question would be, because I feel like we've gotten a lot of joke answers. How old are you?
That's the best I could come
I
up
feel
with.
like that's
How
the
old are you?
best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what'd you ask, Cameron?
If like in your case 65 and 45, I'd pick the 65 one.
What are you living for?
How
Have you
how are you gonna
accomplished everything
determine?
in your
How are you
life?
gonna determine like which one is gonna be alive based off that
I don't
question?
know. It's just what question do you feel would give them the opportunity to give the best answer from your perspective? Like this isn't picking which one's gonna die. This is what question do you ask so that it's the most okay you feel with the decision. Because we don't know anything about them. In the question, it
I
just
think a
says
good
one
one
of two
is
people.
do you feel like you've accomplished what you want to do?
What if they both say no?
Oh my God, you can ask that for any question.
Yeah. Well, they
Well,
just
it
have the
doesn't
same
have to be a
answer.
yes or no either.
To what extent do you think?
Shut up!
I think Cameron's was good. It's like, what are your goals or what do you seek to accomplish in life? And
Or
then
like,
you can ask
tell.
them because they can't just say no to that.
Would you mind telling me your life story? Question mark.
What is your function in life?
What is your function in life?
Okay, should we move on to the next question?
Well, what's the definitive answer?
There is no definitive answer. It's
What
just
is
what.
the consensus?
That's what I would ask them. What is the consensus?
I think
Yes, what they
Cameron's
want to
question
do
was pretty good.
in life.
What is your function in life? I think is better. What is your function in life?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think. Yeah. Let's move on.
Ali.
Okay, so mine was a sports team of your choosing. There's a few superstar, like the best players get caught breaking rules that should lead to their suspension from the team, but they have a really big game coming up that's important to the team. If these players don't play, the team's going to lose, but if they win the game, they get to advance to the championship. Should that affect the coach's decision?
You ever heard of the Chicago Black Sox?
No.
No.
Oh, well, big deal in 1919. A bunch of players basically forfeited the World Series because they bet on the other team, and all 10 of them got like permanently suspended. Same thing happened with Pete Rose more recently, but in the past, the league has decided to, just excommunicate them. Pete Rose, even though he had a really awesome career, isn't even in the Baseball Hall of Fame because he bet on a couple games.
So the question is basically, this team was found to be cheating right before a big game.
In a way, yeah. So, like, their main players, not necessarily cheating, but like, say they did drugs or something against the rules of that sport. Should they still be allowed to play because it will help their team to win the championship?
And we get to decide this. It's not like a league decision.
Yeah, we're deciding it.
They call upon one random stranger to decide the fate.
Yes.
No, didn't you
It's
say a
hypothetical,
coach?
so
So the coach has to decide.
no, we're deciding right now.
We are the coach.
I mean, it
Is
really
that so?
depends
We are the
on.
coach.
Yes, you are the coach.
Yeah, I'll probably suspend them.
Yeah. I think as with a lot of this stuff, it really depends on the kind of rules that they've
I think
broken.
the
Like if
the morally correct decision is to definitely suspend them, but a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Like players get benched all the time for like breaking a little rule.
yeah,
It's not like a giant scandal or anything. So it depends on what they did.
Yeah, but you always risk of it becoming a giant scandal if you don't like suspend them just right then and there.
But also, if like a coach has a boss, right?
yeah.
Yeah, why does the coach decide?
The coach
Like, of
could
course
talk
the
to the
coach
boss.
would want us to keep the team.
Yeah, I think
'Cause-
in terms of breaking rules, it wouldn't be the coach then. The coach is just there to coach.
The
But the
organization.
coaches decide who plays.
But didn't the
Yeah.
whole team get caught?
But
Or
the
was it
thing
a
is
few?
that they've found a way that they can have these players play without it becoming a huge scandal. Should they still be allowed to play even though they've broken the rules?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Why?
Because sports.
Money.
Yeah.
Have they like
I would obviously want to keep being the coach of a really successful team.
but they've given themselves an unfair advantage in the past, right? So other teams lost because of them.
Is it like performance
So you
enhancing drugs, or is it just like hard drugs?
like it could
Is it like
it could be
gambling or
revealed.
murder?
It could be revealed now, or it could be like revealed later. You might as well have it happen later.
Yeah. Wait.
But
What kind
yeah,
of what kind of
wait.
drugs are they
But if it
using?
happens later, then won't they like revoke their championship? Because you know.
But I'm looking at this at like a career standpoint. Wouldn't you want to like keep your job for a little longer?
It's for a little longer, but
Yes,
Like 2 more
I mean,
months.
not for long.
the final paycheck.
How are you gonna live just always worried that you're going to be like caught and such?
Well, also, is it like steroids or is it like cocaine? Because if it's
And what kind
steroids
of
and
bullet?
It's a non-specific rule.
if it's
So no matter
steroids
the
and that like
severity.
affects the their strength in the game, I think that's kind of
So
you
does
should.
cocaine.
Well,
Could you
but it's
imagine?
not like
Could you
like a
imagine trying to
muscle drug.
pitch? Could you imagine trying to bat against a pitcher
Muscle
on
drug?
cocaine? That would be crazy. He'd see everything. Like he'd throw the ball and you'd blink and it'd be gone.
Well, I personally would keep it. I would continue coaching
Are
the
they
team.
doing the drugs like for fun or to be better at the sport?
Are they doing the drugs that a bonding activity, or are they?
It's a team bonding activity.
Most teams just do most group bonding activities are just like escape rooms, but no, for this team, Mexican black tar heroin.
Well, I gave my answer.
Yeah, I'd probably
I think
keep
I
one
would.
too.
I think I would suspend them.
I would suspend them for like a season or something.
Like a timeout.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be permanent.
they have to
I
stay at a
guess.
corner.
For a whole season.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next situation.
Okay. Um. So I basically looked at the game Detroit Become Human, and
Good game.
so robots are indistinguishable from real humans, and they have emotions and everything humans have. Um, but they are only used as tools for humans, like for labor or like, education. And since they're like conscious, they start a peaceful uprising, asking to have like their own rights and that they can integrate into human society. But they were engineered so that one kill switch could disable all of them. So, would you support their cause to be equal to humans, or would you agree with using the kill switch and keeping them and like destroying all of them and then making new ones to continue using as tools?
I have one question
Does
about
it
this.
hold up? Does it matter if they're just machines that they're like we're programmed to be like this? We're programmed to be like us, and are their emotions just as valuable as ours? And should we consider them as just like a different race? Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna ask, is one of them like a really cool detective who flips a coin all the time and does coin tricks and stuff? Okay, then I side with them.
I would probably try and determine whether or not like they're truly like self-aware and stuff. Like, can they truly be
Well,
independent?
that's why it's difficult because
The
we don't know.
Voight-Kampff test.
They I mean they're indistinguishable. Like if you had an interaction with them, you probably couldn't tell.
I'm guessing they're like a lot stronger than people and can sustain more
Probably.
damage.
I think it would pose potential dangers. Like, what if some incredible hacker, hacked into that network and controlled?
Are
like,
they on Wi-Fi?
Do they have Bluetooth?
Well, look, if
Can
they're
I
gonna
hack
like be
into
Yeah,
destroyed
so
and they're gonna make new robots in the future anyway, then I don't
well, yeah,
think
because like a kill switch would just like kind of maybe it wouldn't destroy them. It would like completely reset them, and so the whole idea of like a wanting of them like wanting to integrate into human society would be gone unless it develops again.
I think I'd side with them.
Hmm.
Maybe we could just let them hang
well,
out.
like, are they superior to the average human, other than physical capability?
What makes them?
Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
mentally, is their
Mentally,
cognitive
they
function better than the average person?
depends on like how they're made, I guess. But probably they could probably do math instantly.
So if they have a massive advantage over humans in certain aspects, then I would probably have to kill switch them. And, if they want to get integrated, right, that's going to pose a lot of employment issues for people.
Oh no, the economy.
Like, you can ruin a bunch of lives because they take over the jobs, and
I
then,
mean,
like,
they could
why
also
would you
be
need?
built in a way that where their like
well, why do they need
strengths and
jobs?
mental strengths are the same as us.
Like,
Yeah, then
just
that would
hang
be
out.
But then, what
okay.
would be the point of having them
Well,
anyway?
Felix, what do they need jobs for?
Well, if they
If
want to
they're
get integrated into society, then you need a job, don't you? Otherwise, how are they gonna?
They don't need to like eat or anything.
Well,
yeah,
they
they
Yeah.
don't.
they want a place to live. They want to travel. They have emotions. They
Do
want to do
do
like
they have
normal
emotions?
activities.
They're indistinguishable. Is what
Yeah.
Mara said. So if you had a conversation with them and you're like, man, you
So
ever
they're
seen old
they're
But
literally gonna be like everyone else, except they don't eat or drink. That's the only difference.
they already all have jobs as well. You just pay them for what they're doing rather than using them.
What would they use the money for?
So,
Buy
entertainment,
They
things,
want to like play video games or
Wi-Fi.
something.
or yeah, or see that would even be a problem. They'd have an aimbot, dude. What are you gonna do? You can't ban them. Or what? They go play sports.
Yeah,
Like
I want to see. I
you.
want to see a robot throw a football 900 feet. That'd be awesome.
Like robot sports and then human
Like
sports.
it would have to be robot versus robot, not robot versus human, because that's unfair.
Hmm. Okay, circling back to Holly's question, what if the people who cheated in the sport were secretly robots, and that's the cheating they were doing?
Dude, then I think you would have to suspend them. That's like
Yeah, 'cause
way
somebody
too
could get
much.
seriously hurt. Like, can
Yeah,
you
you
imagine
just
like
have
trying to body
sports
check a
for
robot?
robots. Like
No,
the
but I
Olympics
guess
would have a new robots section.
Have you
Hmm.
seen
Okay, this is
robots?
off topic.
like not like fully humanoid skin robots, but the
Yeah, would it
Boston
be like
Dynamics
skin
dolls.
robots?
Yeah, it's indistinguishable again.
Hmm.
What if you get into a relationship with a robot and you don't even realize? Because you can't distinguish.
Well, I mean, they're
Does it
indistinguishable,
matter?
but you can like identify them if you want. Maybe there's some sort of indicator, but
They have like
Like-
you can see on your phone which one has Bluetooth.
Hey, I was just
It's
trying to
not
connect my
impossible.
Bluetooth.
Dude,
I was just
imagine
trying to
every
connect.
time you meet a person, you have to do that. Hold on, let me check if you're a robot or not. You pull out the phone.
You're in like a long-term relationship with somebody, and you're like, all right, so I'm gonna connect my phone to this Bluetooth speaker. I was just okay, so I just opened Bluetooth, and your full name and birth date is a device. Should I
Oh,
connect to it? He's like, oh man, I was gonna tell you, but
All right. So Felix would use the kill switch.
I'd side with him. Robot Olympics sounds
Yeah, I'm
really
not for
cool.
robot Olympics.
you side with him because of Robot Olympics.
dude, I think it would cause so many problems for so many people.
Well,
There's no
they're
way
just
I'm siding with them.
I don't know.
Like, there's a
Just
lot of
be really
benefits, but
friendly.
So
You know,
you
just
would
like-
not value their emotions as much as
it
ours.
it kind of also depends on like population problems. Because if there's that many of them, right?
They
You
don't need
know,
to eat or
Well, they
drink.
can't really reproduce, can they?
No, they
no,
can't.
no, not like food. I'm talking about living space. Because they also want
Well, do they want
like
like a
housing.
house?
Do they care? Like,
Probably. They
Well,
care just as much as you do.
Yes, they're programmed to be just like humans.
Dude,
who
it's
pro?
the only
Okay,
difference is that they don't eat or drink or reproduce. That's the
Yeah.
only difference. So, it,
like robot
Like
like
they're
it's
robots.
aware they're robots. They know who they are. Like they don't think they're human. They know they're robots that are human robot.
I feel like I
yeah.
would already be disturbed if society had gotten to that point where they made like human robots.
It's, yeah, I feel like that's a
yeah.
really weird thing to do is make a robot that looks like a human and then like force it to lift heavy boxes.
Obviously, it's gonna happen.
Well, I
People
feel
are
like
gonna
if
do
they
it.
would design it in a way that's so it's not indistinguishable from a human, I don't see
Yeah.
a point in making it exactly the same unless it's for certain purposes, adult purposes. But other than that, there really is no point.
Thank you, Felix.
It's true.
So okay, so Felix would commit genocide. Me and Ace would
Robot
support
Olympics.
the Robot Olympics. Does anybody have anything to add to this? Eric?
But
I think.
You've been kind of quiet, Eric, about the whole robot society.
Are you?
yeah, I
If you had
said
something
I
to
think
say,
I would want to see Robot Olympics.
Robot
But I still
Olympics,
want to
yeah,
I
fist bump.
still want to keep like the kill switch though.
Yeah, but like robot Olympics.
Yeah, I kind of
At least 2
feel like
robot
I would
Olympics.
try to side with them.
Yeah, like summer Robot Olympics and winter Robot Olympics.
Let's hear Aces.
Oh, okay. So you've been working at this company for some time now, and you've become very close to some of the workers there. You'd say you're good friends. However, and like you work in this very particular job there's not many people who work in this industry, and so you get offered uh, a job at some other company that gives you like a substantial pay raise. Let's say like at least 50% of your more than your current pay, and and your current boss is kind of a jerk, so you don't like him very much, and you know that if you leave this company, they will definitely either go out of business or at least have some extremely difficult times. Do you accept this new job offer?
Yes.
All right, cool.
You could try to convince your boss to, make conditions better, but if he refuses, then yeah, change.
Well,
Unionize.
either way, if you get
Like-
paid more, I'm gonna move to that job.
Yeah, but like your
Unless it's
friends are
really
gonna
bad or
not have a
something.
job anymore.
So what?
That's
They can
fine.
join me.
Oh yeah, you just invite them over.
No, they can't because you work in a very specific like kind of job.
So do they.
No, they don't.
What? What?
But they can learn, right? They can just learn.
It's very specialized.
Then how did you specialize to get the
Took like
job?
you have a degree in this particular thing,
Okay, then they can learn to get a degree.
but where can they pay for it? They don't have a job.
I would still just move.
Yeah, every man for themselves.
If they can't adapt, that's their problem. I'm out.
So you would let your friends no longer have a job.
Well,
Sure, they
they're
can
like
find other jobs.
work friends. They're not like my close
No, they
friends.
are your close friends.
All my close friends are from work.
No, like the people at work become your close friends.
Everyone.
Yeah. You're
Like
only friends
like
with
at least
people from
like
work.
a good chunk of them.
Yeah, I'd still go. Cause why would the blame all be pinned on me? I'm just one guy leaving.
Yeah, but it's hard to find
I think
replacement.
it also depends on how much you're getting paid, like how much more.
Like 50% more.
I mean, and you don't like your boss.
Let's say like
So
you're already like you're making enough money already. Like you're not
Like enough to
you're
live
not worried.
comfortably, or
Yeah,
just enough to get by.
like you're not
can
worried
I
about
pay for
rent.
Netflix?
And yeah, you can. You can't like buy a new computer like all the time, but like if you save for like 3 or 4 months, you probably could. You can
Hmm.
have avocado
But the thing
toast.
is, like, even 50%
I'm down.
increase in your salary would increase your savings by like what, like how many times? Like 10 times? Because if you already
Still go.
can live based on your current salary and then you increase your salary by 50%, you can still live using the same amount of money each month,
Right.
but then you have so much more to save.
What if you like everybody at your current job, including your boss, who's very nice to you?
What if your boss was a total heart?
You're really quiet, Cameron.
Well, then I would start considering like the working conditions.
They're the same. It's just that you
Oh,
make more
okay,
money.
I'm out. I can just make new friends. What?
That's
So, see
true.
you guys. Oh, these guys are way cooler. Like, why do I have to attach to these people, even if they're
Just
good
like
close friends?
they're close friends.
Yeah, just ghost them.
Plus,
Okay, so let's say
I can
we're
talk to them
all.
on Discord.
What if it's us, right? What if we're all working under the same company and you get that
Yeah,
offer?
your job is like making music, and none of us can do it.
I can keep contact on Discord, and
Yeah, but
it'll
like
be all
we all have no more money because you don't have a job anymore.
Don't even have enough
you,
to afford
you
Discord.
guys are
We won't
you
wanna
guys are
keep
lame as hell.
contact.
If you can't change jobs.
No, you got like let go because the company went out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we could get new ones. It's
Like
you know.
they wouldn't be like as
because
good
like
probably.
if you're working at the same
Yeah.
place as me, it's likely you'll be able to find a new place if I can
No, but
find a
like
new
we're doing
place.
different jobs though. Like let's say we all
Yeah.
work at McDonald's, and so Laura's job is to engineer and like maintain the machines, and our job is to sell hamburgers.
Yeah.
Like
You're doing all the like cyber stuff and like hacking into things, and I'm
Hacking into McDonald's ice cream
Yeah.
machine.
Hacking into the machines you own at work.
illegally accessing the McDonald's servers.
The McCloud.
To steal all the
So
McDonald's
like,
NFTs.
you Laura, are very desirable because you can do all this tech stuff that we can't. However, nobody really wants one particular hamburger seller.
Yeah, you've never seen me sell a hamburger, Ace. I'm very desirable.
Okay, maybe Cameron can get a good job.
That's the thing. Like, I'd still like want to leave. It's like, okay, better business opportunity, and plus I can still keep in contact with everybody online.
I feel like if I
Also-
were in that position and I was the hamburger seller, I'd let Laura leave.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
the fact that you're right, only doing,
That would be
all we're doing is flipping
overqualification.
hamburgers.
And
Yeah, that's
overqualification is a form of unemployment. So basically, I'm making the economy less unemployed by doing that.
We're doing
Oh
like the
my
same
God.
job. It's just it's at Burger King this time.
I'd like to go sell hamburgers
Yeah,
for Burger
but
King.
it's a higher pay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like the same work.
Yeah.
Holly, what do you
Okay.
think about this?
So then just go for the new job.
Okay.
Dude, if your friends aren't able to get another job because of their own like limits, I don't think you should be burdened by the fact that they are not competent enough.
Yeah,
Like if
I
I
think
were,
you're
I was
free.
the burger flipper, right? I freaking let Laura go. I'm not gonna hold him back.
Burger
And
flipper.
plus, it's not like you
Apparently
have to
nowhere.
burn. It's not like you have to burn bridges with those people. It's like you're still you're still friends with those people.
What if one of the caveats was you have to exit while insulting everything they love?
Yeah, you have to you can't talk to them ever again. And
Then it's not a
they will blame
meaningful
you.
dilemma anymore.
Holly, what's your burger flipping opinion?
If the working conditions are bad enough that you're considering leaving, the business is gonna go under eventually anyway, and so you should just leave.
But the working conditions aren't bad.
You said they were.
No.
I think you did.
He
I think you
changed.
did.
He changed it so that everyone,
I
you're
think
friends
yeah,
with
he changed
everyone
it
and the
to the
boss.
same. Did you say that the working conditions are the same?
Yeah. Like the new place and the old place are the same. It's just the pay is higher. But you don't have any friends in the new place. Who knows? I don't
Then
know.
you make friends in the new place.
You can
It's
always
kinda
make
up to you.
friends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make any friends in this new place because I
Then
have
why
friends
wouldn't you
already.
want to not make friends?
Well
Why
then,
would you
like,
want more
because you know you probably wouldn't talk to your old friends as much. And like you want to go to
What?
So, move on.
We're gonna make new friends. What? When we go to university, are we not gonna make new friends? Because then
Actually,
we
no,
won't talk
I'm
to
going
you.
to
No.
avoid my roommate as hard as I possibly can.
And plus, yeah, even if we don't talk as much, like we'll always be in contact. That's what matters. Like we still we still know each other. We still there.
Yeah.
We can still play Overcooked 2 on Steam together.
I won't.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
I would
So
move on.
we'd all
I would
leave.
move to the new job.
Yeah, we'd all leave.
Would you, Ace? What would you do?
I think I'd leave too. More money.
Yeah, I'd
money?
probably leave.
Money?
I
Buy.
mean,
money.
Buy, sell, money.
Okay. So you get kidnapped by some evil organization, and you have three choices. You have to either kill your mother, you have to kill your children, or you have to kill your wife.
Okay,
Which one do
I'm
you
not married
choose?
and I don't have children. I'd kill my
No,
non-existent.
like
Can you repeat
you
it?
have in this situation you have all three. So you have to.
This is literally just asking: would you kill your wife, your children, or your mother? All right.
Is that a
You have
just
to
have to
you have to
choose.
pick one, and the other two get to go.
well, how many children do you have? Is it all of them or just one of
One.
them?
Oh, okay. Just one for each. Let's say one per.
One
have one
child
mother.
per person.
One mother.
one mother, not two?
You could have two.
Okay, so if you have two, then like which one?
It'd still be the same question.
Yeah, still kill your
So that's
mother.
just one for each, okay?
So it's a mother, your child, or what?
Or your wife.
This is who you would kill.
Wife or husband, whoever you married.
Okay, Felix, I no longer think you're homophobic. Thank you for making this.
You're so quiet, Cameron.
Sorry, is this better?
Let me turn you
Yes.
off again.
Don't do it because I'm gonna be here for the rest of the.
Well, definitely not your child.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
There's like a whole sculpture about what it feels like to lose a child, and it looked terrible.
How old is the child?
No, just don't kill the
98.
child.
How 98?
Okay, so we've older than
Listen,
you.
Ace, have you ever like worked really hard on an essay and then accidentally deleted it?
No.
No.
Okay, but imagine what that would feel like. Imagine what that would feel like. Now multiply that by about 50.
I've done
and
that
give
with like
child a
film
work phase.
film projects. Like I like it crashes and I don't save. But the thing
Yeah.
is, like I knew what it was, and so I knew how to do it, and I just do it much faster the second time.
Oh. But this is like a living person.
It's a
Yeah.
living person, and it has your eyes.
Imagine you
Except
kill
for my
your own
eyes.
child. You're like, you know what? I know how to do this now. I'm gonna do it fast.
Speedrun.
I know what I'm doing this time. Notice how we've all avoided answering the question.
I think I would kill my mother. She would be the most understanding.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
I think,
Because
yeah,
also by the time I'm married, my mom's gonna be like
old.
old.
Yeah.
120.
Yeah.
Yeah, about like 250.
So yeah.
Holly.
None of them are good options.
Yes.
Dang.
That is the point.
of question. Yeah.
That is indeed the point.
But yeah, probably mom.
Why?
It's the same sort of thing. If I have to kill one of them, she's gonna be older and closer to death anyway.
Yeah.
Hooray.
All right.
So we're
You
just
know,
giving the mother a speed boost. Okay.
I've heard that in Russia when I
Bro.
was in Belarus, they were saying that Russians like they have this hypothetical question where they're on this like this cruise or this boat and it's sinking and you only have time to save your wife, your children, or your mother, and Russians would always go and like choose to save their mother.
Huh.
Yeah,
All right.
Why?
I don't know. Like that's just their default answer.
Eric.
Yeah. So if someone you love was killed right in front of you, but someone created a copy of them that was perfect right down to the atomic level, would it be the same person and would you love them just as much?
It's just like the ship of Theseus, but it's
It's
genetic.
like that episode of
I
Black
feel
Mirror.
like
A copy of you.
No. What? No.
no,
What'd you
a
say?
A
copy
copy
of
of
the
your loved
person.
one.
Eric.
Oh, I see.
Would you love yourself?
um,
I feel like the fact that you know they're not the original person will mess with you like the entire
Yeah.
time, and that'll
But do
change
you
things
Is
up.
think?
it like
But do you
physically or
think
like
that you
mentally
can
as
like
well?
try? I think both.
if it's
Both.
literally exactly the same, no difference at all.
I mean,
like
if it's like
no,
okay, I'm
it
gonna
won't
spoil
change
the
the
Prestige,
trajectory
but
of
we've all seen it.
events.
If it's like Hugh Jackman in the Prestige, then like
It's the exact same
it is
person.
the same person.
I've never watched it, so I don't have no idea what you guys are talking
Okay,
about.
well we kind of just spoiled it, but don't worry about it.
I don't know. I feel like I would be okay If it's literally every single aspect possible is exactly the same,
Also, how
then
long
yeah.
ago like did this event happen, and then how long after that
Is it immediate?
do you
Does
get
the guy
this
who
copy?
shot them? It's like, hey, check this out.
I'll say like pretty recently, like
Like 2 days
a
ago.
week after.
Mm,
And would you try to just like live the same life with them?
If it's like that recent, probably, but if it's after like a 6 months or like a year after, it'd be
I think
weird.
I just let him go.
And also, would you tell that person?
They don't know.
They don't know? Then that's
I
if
Oh,
they
if
don't
they
no, I
don't
even
don't
know,
know, then
like
think.
that
Yeah, because
that makes
like
it better even.
I don't
Because
think they would
What?
it's still
know. Wait, better?
yeah, it's better because
well,
like
because
they don't
they
even
would
know.
be acting exactly the same. There would be no difference in anything.
But I think it's better because they don't know they're a clone. If you imagine, like, you have to live your life knowing you're a clone. Like,
Yeah,
that would
but
suck.
like they don't know, but you know.
Have you seen that episode of Black Mirror where this happens?
I
I
would
think
tell them.
like this
No, I
this
haven't seen it.
this lady's like husband or something is in a car crash, and then she's really sad, and then she finds out there's this online service that like it'll analyze all of his text messages and like online interactions, and it'll make like an AI that talks like him, and then they make this service where you can like 3D print like a body, and it uploads this AI into the body, and it's basically that person, but it knows it's an AI, and she has to like try and like she tries to like live with it, but it's like there's some like really tiny things that are just off. Like it's not exactly perfect.
I feel like no matter what, the fact that you know they're a clone is gonna ruin a bunch of stuff. So in the end, I don't think you'll be able to live with that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Make
like the
yourself a
main.
clone. Then it's clone. Both are clones. Both of your clones. Then it's no problem.
How about you?
When the clone knows that you're a clone.
Now I'll clone myself and then I don't know, dispose of my original self.
Wait, no, no. If
No,
you
no.
clone yourself, your consciousness is still in your body, so you're basically disposing of yourself like while like
Yeah,
you
your
have
Yeah,
to
consciousness
go.
but
doesn't
like it's
carry
mutual. Like
over.
my clone self agrees with me. Like my original self is like, yeah, this is a good idea. We agree.
Holly, do you have an opinion?
It's not the same person. It's not going to be the same person. And so it's not going to
No,
be the
but
same.
the thing is, they are the same person.
But you know they're not the same person. And they're not actually the same person. They're a copy of the person you loved.
So no.
So no.
Could you like if what happens if it doesn't work out?
What doesn't work out?
Like this person like you get too creeped out by the fact that this person isn't who they were originally. Like what do you do? Do you just like, stop talking to them?
In the
Yeah,
relationship breakup
I guess you break up.
But what if
because
it
they're
isn't
still
what if it isn't like
They're
a
still
person.
relationship though?
human.
Like what if it's not a love interest?
What?
Like if it's someone you love, it doesn't have
Oh,
to be like a love interest. It could be something else.
I mean, if they're just like a friend, you could still do the same. Like, you don't have to be friends anymore.
What if it's a family member?
But oh, I mean, yeah, you could still be like distant with them.
But like at family
yeah. You're not
gatherings, you'd
like.
know.
Do you ever tell whoever it is that they're a clone?
I don't think they'd believe you. Like unless it's like a this is a known service that happens.
I think it's a known service.
Hmm. You could be a clone. How do you know?
It could be.
I probably wouldn't say anything because then that'll cause problems with them too, and not just you.
Okay, so what's everyone's answer?
I think I
I
just let him go.
I'd try it out.
But
But
you can't really let them go because A said that what if it's their family member?
Oh, he means like he wouldn't.
Mm,
Right? You mean like you wouldn't go along with it, right, Cameron?
yeah, I mean, it'd be really up to them. Like if they wanted to continue whatever it was we had, if family member is unconditional, it's up to them.
I wouldn't clone. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to live with that.
Yeah, I think maybe the best choice is just move on.
This is fun, isn't it?
It's really
Okay,
great.
so are we gonna do the global issue?
Yeah, sure.
Hit it.
All right. So the issue I wanted to talk about is cancel culture, and so we've heard stories of people losing their careers and being silenced for doing something bad, whether it's recent or if it's from the past. And the question arises, which is it ever justified? And is one accountable for their actions, even if it was from like a really long time ago, even if they've changed ever since? And there's an example where Johnny Depp, the guy who was in Pirates of the Caribbean, was labeled like there was this article that called him a like wife beater, and then that caused a bunch of backlash to go against Johnny Depp, and then he wasn't able to act in Pirates of the Caribbean anymore because Disney got scared. But then it was later found out that he was actually like innocent, and there was no evidence that like it was deemed like the final verdict in court was that there was no evidence that he did anything. So, but like his career is still impacted just because of like defamation. Yeah. So, is cancel culture ever justified? Even if it's a super long time ago that that person did something bad.
Well, what do you define as bad?
Like if it's a murder, I think
Yeah,
cancel culture.
Well, then that's the question. Like, is it ever justified?
I think sometimes, yeah. Because murder.
I think when it starts to like break the laws, then it's pretty justified.
But if it's something that is like a moral, not good thing to do, but not technically illegal.
Like what?
Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Or usually it's like someone like tweeted some really dumb opinions
Yeah, what
10 years
if
ago,
somebody said the
and people
N-word
uncover
on
them and
Twitter?
then that
Oh
person gets backlash.
It's
no,
not
I don't
illegal.
think that's
That's not
justified.
illegal, but also it's not really a good thing you should be doing.
Yeah, but like back then, for like 10 years ago, that opinion was pretty normal or something, right?
I don't know, Eric, was
I
it?
mean, it could be. Was
What?
it
I don't
Eric?
know. I'm asking.
Maybe, I
Well,
think it was still pretty bad even back then.
so even if it was
Most
just
of
a
the
tweet,
tweets, most of the tweets that are being found are like people saying racist comments and stuff. And even 10 years ago, that still wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I do feel like sometimes though forgiveness is necessary. I mean, obviously, if the apology doesn't sound like they mean it at all, and it just sounds like meaningless PR stuff, like then you shouldn't. But like people do screw up real bad sometimes, but often that's not indicative of who they are as a larger person.
yeah. I mean, 10 years ago, that like that person's perspective on everything could have totally changed.
What else is something that they would get canceled for?
Uh,
I guess um like allegations, like what happened to Johnny Depp. But I guess that's a bit different because it's not really uh something from the past. It's more like something that comes up and then he got backlash. Felix? Felix didn't say anything.
Can someone like catch me up on what you guys talked about?
If it's something like murder, then no, cancel culture is okay. But if it's something like they said a racist tweet like 10 years ago, and they've probably changed since then it's okay.
Oh, I think it also depends on like the extent that they're being canceled. A good example is with EDP 445, right? He got canceled, but it's not just his career that got ruined. People are also like constantly, finding him in public and like, for example, uh get he tried to move to like some new place to live, and then he got kicked out because people would find his new address and they'd tell like the property owners about what he did, and he'd constantly just, so basically it's not just your career getting ruined, it's your whole life getting ruined. But since his case is pretty severe, I'd say maybe it's justified. But if someone were to get canceled over something less severe, then yeah, it probably wouldn't be deserved.
Another layer.
So you also take into consideration like how severe the canceling is.
Yeah. Like even people going to jail, right? If you're just going to jail for 10 years or 15 years for a crime you did and you come back out, no one knows who you are. But if you get canceled, the whole internet knows who you are. So even if you do go to jail or you serve time and then you come back out, everyone still knows like everything about you. And so your face is permanently ruined.
So once again, it all depends.
Yeah. The other
Great
the layer that I was
conclusion.
going to add to this is that
Well,
sometimes
you're kind of quiet.
sometimes people who complain about being canceled aren't being canceled. There's that one comic that I saw where it's like a comedian who's like, "Man, they're not gonna let me say what I want to say," and then he keeps saying that, and in the panels, his career keeps going up and up and up until he gets like a Netflix special called "I'm Being Censored." So sometimes the people who are complaining about that sort of thing are either too successful to actually be canceled. Like, for example, J.K. Rowling, who has some iffy viewpoints on gender, uh, doubled down on it and is complaining about Twitter mob, but she's a straight up billionaire, so she's not in any danger of losing her livelihood because of her viewpoints, because she's got a lot of money. That's just a layer that I wanted to add to it. Sometimes it's not like the people who are complaining about being canceled aren't actually cancelable, I guess.
Okay. That's great.
Okay.
Thanks, Laro.
So thank you for listening to the PogCASt, and listening to us totally unqualified individuals speak about deep philosophical dilemmas. And we will see you next month, or however long it takes. Goodbye.